Hey guys, I'm Alastair from Trail and Kale, and this is my Arc'teryx Sylan review. And that's these trail running shoes here. So I've been running in the Arc'teryx Sylan for about half an hour now. I've done a fair amount of climbing. I'm actually halfway through one of my other big climbs on this run. Done some flat sections, done some concrete, light trail, some technical trail. I've done some wet rocks on my climb as well. And so it's become very clear who these running shoes or trail running shoes are for, who they're targeted at and what they're best at. I would say they're definitely designed for technical trails. Anyone who just wants like a daily trail running shoe just to tackle pretty much most kinds of trails. And also it's a shoe that you could race in. It's not the lightest trail running shoe by any means, and there's no carbon fiber plate in there. But because it's all terrain, it takes on pretty much any kind of terrain you want to throw at it. It makes it a very good contender for most trail races too. Let's quickly go over some of the key statistics for the Arc'teryx Sylan then. First off, they cost $200, so that's super premium. It's very expensive for a trail running shoe, albeit this shoe does do a lot, and it is very high quality. It's very obvious that it's been very well made and crafted, and a lot of design thought has gone into these shoes as well. So I'll let you know at the end of this review if I think they're worth $200. Fit and feel then, well, they're true to size, so I would recommend going with your usual sizing. No need to half size up or anything like that, because there is enough stretch in these shoes to cater to your feet as they warm up during a run. So like I said, go with your usual sizing. In terms of fit, they're super comfy. They've got this really nice collar around the edge. It's a knit collar, and what this does is act like a gaiter of sorts, and it keeps debris like such from going into the shoe, and I really like that. It wraps around your ankles really nicely and comfortably too. But this part isn't attached to the main part of the upper, so to speak. So I have opted for a racing loop setup on my laces, and basically what that does is lock this part of the shoe to my heel and locks my feet in much better. And that felt so much better than just using the second to last eyelet in the shoes. And that's how they come out of the box. So I would recommend to you as well, go with a lacing loop setup, and they lock your feet in really nicely. And also, I'm going to go over this in more detail in a moment, but it's nice that there's a little garage or stow area for your laces to go in. But I'm going to go over that and all the features that I really like about this shoe in just a moment. But now let's get back to the key features. They are using a MATRYX micro mesh upper. MATRYX spelt like so, M-A-T-R-Y-X. So that upper is really nice. It's stretchy, very durable, and very breathable as well. The midsole has got a very extreme rocker geometry for a trail running shoe. So it might be hard to see here, so I'll probably just overlay an image now. But what that means is it kind of rocks like a rocking chair. All that does is really aid your running stride and helps you kind of tick over much better, more efficiently in your cadence, because the geometry will kind of just push your foot forwards along that rocker geometry. And that rocker feels great. It's not usually found in a trail running shoe, to be honest, to have such an extreme rocker. But I really like it, and it is handling technical trails very well so far. I am going to be doing some very steep, fast downhill segments soon. You can probably see behind me, I will be coming back down this route, so I'll let you know how to get on that because of the rocker. That will be interesting for sure. The midsole is using a Infuse foam in it, which is very responsive at the moment. There is some protection and padding within the midsole. I wouldn't say it's hugely cushioned, even though the stack height's pretty good and high. There's lots of protection from the trail beneath, but it's not plush or cushioned. It's just very responsive, and it's a fast shoe because of it. The outsole, I'm going to go into this in just a moment. It's awesome. It's using Vibram Megagrip with a light base geometry to it. So best in business, you can't do better than Vibram's Megagrip, and I'll go into why in just a moment. It has a 6mm drop from heel to toe, and I said the stack height is fairly high. It's 28mm at the rear at the heel and 22 at the toe. And then finally, it weighs 10.3 ounces. which, like I said before, is not hugely lightweight, but it feels light on the feet. Right, well, I'm going to get cracking on this run, do a few more technical trails. I've got about 10 kilometers left to go, so I will report back on the things that I'm really loving and some of the things that probably need improvement for the next version. See you in a bit. Okay, you've made it to the point in this review where I go over the things I really like about this shoe, and afterwards I'm going to go over some of the features that I feel could be improved for the next version. Firstly then, I'm going to start with the upper, just because it's probably the most different and innovative part of this shoe, bar the midsole rocker. So let's take a look at it. So I love how it looks, that's the first thing, but also the MATRYX upper is super breathable. You can see my white socks through there, and the little air holes. So it's a super hot day here in California today, and my feet are remaining, you know, well regulated, not hot. So they're a nice temperature inside the shoe. The upper has some other cool features up its sleeve as well, like the collar here, which is made of a knit material I showed you earlier. It's really nice. Your foot just slips into the shoe so nicely. There's lots of space in there, so I guess if you've got medium to slightly wider feet, then these will be okay for you as well. There is one downside on the upper though, or a couple. I'm not going to go into all of them just now because I'm supposed to be talking about the things I like. But whilst I'm on the upper, this section here does sort of point down into the shoe, so although it's not uncomfortable, I do feel this on the top of the toe box. So it could be improved by, I don't know, changing that part of the design so it's not so close to the top of your foot. Next up in the upper, a little thing hidden up its sleeve, is this little stow garage. It's really nice. It's where you put the laces in when you do them up. You just stow them in there. So the laces are out of the way when you're running. They're not going to come undone. You're not going to stand on them. They're not going to get caught on anything. So it makes them look tidy, and it's a very useful function. It's very durable, so you've got these kind of plasticky edges around the toe bumper. It's not solid. It's not reinforced or anything, which is absolutely fine by me, but it is very durable. Next thing I really like is, I mentioned it before, it's the midsole rocker. So it's got a pretty extreme rocker geometry on it. You can kind of see there. Anyway, it just feels so fast on the flat sections. It really does just propel your feet forward, a rocker geometry like that. You see it on super shoes in the road category. It's just super fast with less effort. Feels great. Third thing I really like is the outsole. I mean, it's Vibram Megagrip, so you can't go wrong with that. It's best in the business right now. Traction is awesome. Tread pattern is fairly aggressive. Pretty deep lugs as well, as you can see. Interestingly, the lugs in the middle are less deep. I guess that's a design choice so that you don't feel a huge amount of rocker on your stride. You wouldn't want anything too crazy if you're running on technical trails because it would just feel very unnatural, so they've kind of shaved off the height of the lugs underneath the midfoot. Feels really good. And it also uses Vibram's Litebase. So if you're not familiar with Litebase, it's basically the thickness of the outsole. So you can see here, it's not this black part here. You have to go really close. It's just a few millimeters thick. That's the Vibram Megagrip, but with the light base feature, which means it's super thin, meaning there's less weight to the shoes because there's less rubber compound, and that's usually one of the heaviest parts of a shoe, is the traction grip on the bottom of the outsole. So light base, Megagrip, awesome. Traction on steep downhills and technical terrain is just second to none. Okay, quickly moving on to the points where I feel there could be some improvement. First off, that part of the upper here, just above the toe box. That could be raised slightly so there's less pressure on the top of your toes. Like I said before, it's not uncomfortable, especially when you're running, but it's something I noticed. Next up is the heel lock. So I mentioned this before as well. You will have to do a racer loop setup, making use of the final eye loop. And basically what that will do is lock your heel in, so it's more stable when you're running. If you just use a lacing setup that's out of the box, you'll notice your heel will probably slip out of a shoe. Definitely make use of that last eyelet and get your heels locked into these babies. Next thing that could be improved is the heel counter. Ooh, 200 calories burned. That's a lot of talking. So, the heel counter. It could be a bit more rigid. There could be a little bit more support in there. Reinforcement, should we say. Heel counter, for anyone who's not familiar, is this section here in the shoe. So you can see it's quite flexible. Having more stability or reinforcement in the heel counter would definitely give you more support when running on technical trails. It will reduce the chance of lateral roll in your feet with the shoe, and it'll just give me more control on technical fast downhills like this kind of thing that I'm about to be going down now. Yeah, it would just really improve the ride, I think. If you're enjoying this Arc'teryx Sylan trail running shoes review, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. And then the only other thing that could be improved is the weight. 10.3 ounces, not hugely lightweight, not crazy overweight either, but I think for a shoe for $200 I would like to see a little bit of weight shavings on it. It would make it a little bit more competitive, shall we say, for racing with as well. But it doesn't feel heavy by any means. It's got a great ride to it. It's a really fun running shoe and I'm loving them so far. I'm probably going to hang on to these babies, do some more runs in them. Are they worth $200 then? Well, for the right person, yes. If you have deep pockets, you want a very premium product, very well made, very durable, with some pretty cool innovation going into them, and you love the Arc'teryx Dead Bird logo brand on your running shoes, then yeah, they're going to be worth it. They are really good running shoes, super comfortable, very good on technical terrain. Like I said, there's only a few points where they could be improved. So yes, if you've got the money and you do like the premium brands, then definitely go for it. But if you're more on a budget, you don't feel comfortable paying $200 for a pair of running shoes, then there are other really good running shoes out there for about $155. I'll put a link down in the description to my favorite trail running shoes right now, and on that list I list all my favorite trail running shoes for different scenarios like racing, ultra running, fast trail running, technical trails, all-terrain, hybrid running shoes. It's all on that list, so definitely go check it out. The link is in the description, and hopefully that will help you find the best trail running shoes for you. Well, I really hope you enjoyed watching this Arc'teryx Sylan review. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Peace.